So last lesson we have introduced how molarity can be calculated by the number of moles of solids divided by the volume of solution. So this lesson you are going to apply this formula, changing it to different forms to calculate the number of moles of solids, volume of solution, or the molarity of the solution, or even the mass of the solids. So first example, calculating the number of moles of solids from molar concentration and volume of solution. So you're given the volume of the solution and also the molar concentration of the solution. So the number of moles of MgCl2 will be equal to the molarity of MgCl2 solution, multiply it with the volume of solution. So you do not need to memorize this equation because from the units, you want to find out the mole. So that's why when you multiply the mole per dm cube with the volume, which have the unit of dm cube, then you can give the mole as the answer. That is the number of moles. So this is always my way to memorize the formula, making use of the units. I want to figure out the mole, so that's why I have the mole per dm cube multiplied by the dm cube, so that I get the answer. So this is also a good practice for you to do such kind of question. You write the formula first, and then you substitute the corresponding numerical answer into it to find out the answer. Sometimes you make some careless mistakes when you use the calculator to calculate the answer. So this way would protect you from at least one step mark when you get the formula correct. So at last you found this is 0.5 mole. Next, to find the mass of solids, it seems this is irrelevant with the molar concentration, which is equal to the number of moles over volume. We do not have the mass in the formula, but we recall that we have learned that mass over molar mass equals to the number of moles. So that's why when we figure out the number of moles of the solids from the molar concentration, then we can figure out the mass by the formula that we have learned. So let's see this example. So we figure out the number of moles of KNO3 first by multiplying the molarity with the volume. We got it 0.65 mole. Then after we find out the mole, then we can make use of the mass equal to the number of moles of KNO3 times molar mass. Then we can get the answer equal to 65.7 grams after we have figured out the molar mass of KNO3. So this is a repeated issue. After we have learned mass over molar mass equals number of moles, and also another quantity related to the number of moles, then we can make use of the number of moles to convert the mass into the molarity, or the molarity convert to the mass through the number of moles. So that is a repeated issue when we talk about the number of moles. So the last example, calculating the volume of solution from the number of moles of solids and molar concentration of solution. So you have the mass already and the molarity already. We want to find the volume. From the formula, we know that molarity will be equal to number of moles over volume. So if we want to find the volume, then we must find out the number of moles. To find the number of moles, we would make use of the mass divided by the molar mass. So that's why first we have the mass divided by the molar mass to get the number of moles of zinc sulfates, or zinc sulfate crystals, we should say. Then next, before we proceed, I should remind you, if you want to make the final answer to be 3 significant figures, then the intermediate answer, you better get 4 significant figures or 5, so that the rounding off would not give a very large error to the final answer. So in this way, I give 4 significant figures for the intermediate answer. So now we have the number of moles, so I divide the number of moles by the molarity, then I get the volume. So since originally that is dm cube in the equation, so that's why I have the dm cube as the final answer. If you use cm cube, that is 250 cm cube, 250 mole per cm cube, then you will find the same answer, which is 1280 cm cube, right, which is the same, right? So always write down the unit when you are calculating, then you will be able to double check whether you have in the correct check of the calculation.